Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome. Hopefully you all can hear me. I have no idea. I'm going to do something rare I don't do very often, and that is check the feed. You're going to hear a little bit of over background while I just make sure everybody can hear us. Say hi, Peter.
Hi. What's going on, guys? Thanks for watching, listening.
Good evening. All right. Yep, I heard my voice. So.
All right.
All right. So.
I guess we're live.
We're live, and it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
So, as you can see from the chat, Fastback says he's in there in spirit, but don't tell his wife. So we're going to figure out what that's all about. And Thomas was supposed to be with us. He tweeted out earlier this week he was coming on to talk to us about the craziness that's going on this week over in Sony Land, and well, I don't know where he is. So
I guess we'll give it our spin.
Absolutely. And if he hits me up and if he's around, would you bring him in? But otherwise, it's you and I tonight, brother.
It is.
So,
that's what it is.
That's right. So how you doing?
It was a good time. So yeah, doing good. So. Just installed Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Sweet.
Just playing through it. Right now I'm playing the same part as I played during the beta. So there's nothing really new, except when I shoot a pig, I don't get protein. I believe in the beta you could get protein. So not sure what that's all about. Maybe I got an angry call from PETA or whatever. Saying like, hey, not the pigs.
It's our protein.
Yeah, so don't know. But, so far, so good.
Goodness. Well, as you can see, I am in an undisclosed location. Actually, I am here in Irving, Texas. So
Texas.
I have no idea how this show is going to look tonight. As you can see, my camera's all screwed up. I'm looking at the top of the XSplit, and we're dropping frames, but we're soldiering on. Hopefully those of you in the chat room, and hey, there's Jack. Hopefully the chat room will let us know if everything is okay.
Yeah, as long as they can hear us, right?
I would say so.
If she is like kind of like a Minecraft character, it's okay.
I looked like one earlier. I think it's the lighting. See, look, if I sit back like this, I'm okay. If I come up close to this light that's here, let me turn this light off. See, this is hotel lighting at its best. So
I have here TP lighting.
Yes. Maybe I have to blur the background. Maybe that's what I have to do.
Maybe.
So, but yeah, this would be a great time for xCloud.
It would be, right? Are you on the road?
Yes. I did not bring my Xbox with me. I did not.
You're not hardcore enough.
No. I brought it with me on vacation when we went to Niagara Falls.
Okay. At least when you have the the non-original Xbox One, so you had like a built-in power adapter and stuff, like the OG with the you had to log also the power adapter with you.
Right.
It's a pain in the neck.
Well, it's not that bad though, because I have, which I use right now for my band equipment. Funny enough, I have an old Xbox 360 backpack that was built for that.
Well, the original Xbox that looked very rugged, I took that one with me, wherever I went.
Well, the original Xbox was a beast.
Yeah.
So, hey, Invader says, love the new avatar.
Yeah, thanks.
That is a nice avatar.
Yeah, thanks to graphic god Jay Williams. He crafted me a nice ACK. He's in the game logo.
We're gonna.
It has all the my previous consoles on it, including Atari ST or Mega ST.
Yes.
And it's just fantastic. Looks
good.
good.
Suck on that, Nakapuki.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny? I'm still keen to do the old computer show one day because I got to hear how you went from Commodore over to
Mhm.
Atari. One day I want to hear this story. So,
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's
have to
a story
do.
for another day.
Yes, we're gonna have to do a story. We got to do an old computer show. So,
Hmm.
but so you're playing the breakout. You got it a day early.
Great point.
Great point.
Yeah, because this is the I got the gold edition, and so I got a year pass with it, and yeah,
Nice.
I'm excited. I remember playing the beta. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna play for 15 minutes, like last weekend, and like 3 hours later, it's like, yeah, it's really time for bed.
You
And the
love.
funny thing is like I don't know who played the beta, but there's an objective where you have to go to that base camp, whatever kind of that first city. I never reached that city. I just started exploring and killing things left and right.
You do love these Ghost Recon games though.
I do. I love
So
Wildlands. I loved all the DLC, including most people didn't like the I forgot which one it is, where you have the monster trucks and stuff. That was awesome. Like Nate and I, we played it and we had a blast.
so
Trying to,
is this game set up like it then? In the same vein? Yeah, not
so
really.
far, kind of. I don't know.
Like not
I
really
haven't gotten that far.
like a campaign, but not really a campaign kind of thing.
Correct. It's like pretty open world. It's open world, and you have like objectives, and you have your main objectives to progress progress through the story, and then you have your side things and enemies and other stuff. But yeah, this game is right up my alley.
All
I
right.
think it's getting mixed reviews from people, other gamers. But if you don't like Wildlands, I'm not sure you're gonna like this game.
And maybe that's what it is. I mean, I haven't read any of the reviews yet because I've obviously been
Me
on the
neither.
road. But are they? I mean, are the reviews basically saying it's the same game just with a new code? I mean, that's
No, I don't know. I haven't read like professional reviews, but just from people on Twitter that have played it, they were like, no. And it's like, but then there are certain people who really love it. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, you like Wildlands, you like this game. You hate Wildlands, you're not gonna like this game. And none of them is like the traditional, Ghost Recon games. Even
well,
like
Wildlands wasn't
or
either.
no, exactly. But if people were hoping, like, oh yeah, maybe we're finally gonna get one of those, no, that game is not for you.
Now, I bought Wildlands. I played it with you guys for a while,
Yeah,
then lost out.
yeah.
I'm probably.
Nate and I would play the crap out of it.
I know you did. Well, yeah, I know. I know.
We got all the chivos and stuff, and lots of fun.
I like.
Even the driving, it's kind of like goofy, but just the goofiness made it so much fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was.
And if you want a driving sim or some more serious, you drive Forza Horizon or something.
Nice. Hey, I'm not gonna get much into the chat room today because I am on right now I'm on a laptop. So this is. I am surprised this is working at all. So I'm just gonna shout out guys as they come into the chat room like Crispy. Unfortunately, I didn't even think this would work. So I'll be honest with you. I was looking at that Wi-Fi at the hotel Wi-Fi, going, well, is it gonna hold out? Is it gonna? And then luckily, I decided that my Surface tablet, which was my work machine for 7 years, I was like, this thing is just getting too bogged down for the stuff I'm doing at work. So, what do we got in the office that I could trade in? And it just so happened that I came across this Precision Workstation laptop, and it's kind of beastly. It's got a i7 processor in it, 16 gig of RAM, and a Quadro K1100M video card. So I'm like, I think I can stream with this thing. And so I was like, if we can do it, the show will go on. And here we are. So, but I don't have.
So you're taking the show on the road.
Yes. So unfortunately, I don't have a second monitor like I have at home, so getting in and out of the chat room is going to be a little bit more. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll slide this over here and put the chat over here. Maybe I could do that. There we go. Since it's just the two of us. And tonight, unfortunately, I'm not doing a lot of video clips and stuff simply because, again, I'm in Texas. So the one night that Chris can't come on, I'm in his state. I'm in his time zone. This is so.
He
weird.
says he can come in, and you will hear a knock on the door soon. It's like surprise.
Well, he's down near San Antonio though. He's still. By the time he drove up here, the show would be over. So,
yeah, but maybe he's on the road already.
I don't know, man. It is weird though. My laptop says 10:02, but my phone says 9:02, and my body's going, "What the hell time is it, Mullis?"
Body says it's 11:02.
Right. I feel tired. I do feel more tired than I should, but it's also because I'm in a hotel doing nothing.
True.
So,
but I have it that the older I've gotten, the worse 1 hour time change does to me, especially for travel. After traveling with an airplane, and it's like, ugh.
Well, and I got to give a shout out. I know this is not gaming related, but I got to give a shout out to American Airlines. So that was, I usually fly Southwest because it's cheaper than anybody else, and they have a decent flight. But American Airlines, man, so their in-flight entertainment has kind of first and a half run movies. So, I watched Battle Angel Alita on the way over, which was a decent movie, I must say. And I think on the way back, I'll be able to watch Spider-Man Far From Home. And on top of that, every seat has a power outlet. So
yeah, nice.
My phone was completely charged by the time I got off the flight, and I could watch my movie without draining my phone battery. It was really nice.
Nice.
So decent airplane. I wouldn't say it's the greatest airplane I've ever flown on. I think Southwest probably has better planes, but overall was a good flight. So anyway, that was my little shout out to American Airlines. All right. So other than playing Breakpoint, what else have you been chomping on this week?
The other day I played a little Sea of Thieves with Nate and Crazy One. So I did the new Golden Shore or whatever it's called. Finally got to see. I died again when the boss died, but at least it put me back in the game now, and I saw the end of the story. My goodness. So it would have been 3 times when I've done it, and I almost,
So
the third time is a charm. But
so a real story.
Yeah, it's neat, and of course played some Gears.
Of course.
Gears multiplayer.
Oh, I didn't want to get into anything new this week, although I know that there's a bunch of Game Pass stuff that's just rocking it, and a whole new.
Oh, what about the what's it? That rally game that came to Game Pass.
Dirt Rally 2.0.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that.
And
it's fun. It's like the first one, just looks a little better, I think. But it's definitely, if you're into rally racing, and it's not too, it's not too much like the one simulator we played. I don't know which one that was. That was
Dirt 5.
No, I think Dirt 5 was okay. What was the other one?
WRC?
WRC.
And that was
Wasn't
horrible.
that the one that was hard?
That was horrible.
Hard? Yeah,
well,
I think that one.
It was like 30 frames per second. It was. It was jerky as all get out. I think
there's one where you have to play with a wheel, otherwise it's not fun. I forgot which one it was.
I don't know, but I know WRC was not my favorite. Dirt was much better, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion.
Yeah.
But that's that Dishonored 2, which Frankie should like because I know
Yeah.
he was in a Dishonored. Trying to think what else. Uh, there was a couple of games in there that were like yeah. So yeah, another win for Game Pass, and we got some services stuff to talk about tonight too.
Oh yeah.
So
It's nice new hardware. But
I
have you
know.
downloaded your MLB The Show on the PlayStation?
Not yet. I'll do it when I get back.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it in my queue. I obtained the license.
And The
I need to
Last of
download
Us,
it. And Last of Us.
which I'll finally get a chance to play.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So, um, and
But
you
too many
know,
games.
I know
Too many games. And then here's another thing that I just got to. Oops. Need to
blur.
unblur. Doesn't it know when I hold up something to the camera it should automatically unblur? Come on.
Indie Gamer, he's in the house. Ooh,
See?
Super Mario
Super
Bros.
Mario
U Deluxe.
Deluxe. Yeah.
Nice. Trying to get back into trying to get that Switch going again.
Yeah. Plus I got the game like very cheap for Nintendo's pricing, so couldn't resist.
Very nice. Very nice.
Actually, I pre-ordered the Mario and Sonic Olympic.
Did you really?
Yeah, it just sounds like a lot of fun.
Might be.
So hopefully, I mean, pre-ordering is cheap. You can always cancel.
That's true. You can always cancel.
Once in a while you forget, and all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, something shows up at the door.
Well,
and then your credit card statement, a month later.
Yeah. Go, why did I buy this game?
Yeah.
So because I knew I wasn't going to be at the house, and I won't be. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be at home over the weekend either. I'll be home tomorrow night, so I'll get a little gaming tomorrow night. But Saturday night, I'll be camping with the boy. Actually, with the middle child, Cub Scout camping. So I won't be again. Would be great to have xCloud. So, yes, Mike on location. I am not at home. I am surprised this is working. But I actually spent a couple of days just speaking of MLB The Show, playing the very underrated, very underappreciated Super Mega Baseball 2. Well, Siberia, tell Dirty to get his butt in here, into the chat room. But Super Mega Baseball 2, underrated, totally underrated game. Fantastic looking. It's cute. It's smooth as butter. It's got decent gameplay, and it's kind of fun. And you can get a game in very quick.
But nothing beats MLB The Show, though.
Well, no, of course not.
And man, that's like eye porn. I like watching a live game.
I understand that, and I'm not suggesting anything beats that, and I can't wait to kind of dig into. I can't wait to dig in. So, Siberia. Did I miss something? What's up with Siberia? He said he's very sore.
Oh, maybe dirty, maybe?
No, it's because Andy said, how you feeling, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Dirty J's going to bed. I'm going to text him. You got to be kidding me. How old is he? I'm older than him.
He needs his beauty sleep for clean Sundays.
Yeah. Anyhow. So that's been about it. So, all right. So let's get to the.
What happened this week, Mike? What's in the
nothing? We have nothing happened this week.
Nothing happened this weekend.
No news whatsoever.
No news is good news.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Oh my goodness. Siberia needs to hurt his back, and he has to have his third surgery.
Oh no.
That sucks.
Oh, man, no. Oh man. What's out with you, brother? Ooh. Man, keep us in the loop. I gotta uh, I'll have to DM you and get your actual name so I can. We typically do healing prayer at synagogue couple times a month, and I'll add your name to my list. So, man, the delay. So, yes. So this is the best I can do. It's the best I can do, Indie Gamer. So, as I said, I'm in a hotel in Irving, Texas, and the Wi-Fi is only as good as the Wi-Fi is going to be. So,
yeah, it is
oh, you
open
said I
twice.
had you open twice, so that would do it.
Well, he thought we're dropping some frames. If I
We
open
are
it up
dropping some
twice,
frames.
then at least I got all the frames.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Right between the two. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so let's get to the news of the week. This is pretty. This is pretty big stuff, man. So unless you've been under a rock and don't know anything about what's been going on in the world of gaming, SIE chairman Shawn Layden is out at Sony, and that comes as quite a surprise to
Hopefully he didn't read it like on Twitter, like what we read, like
right.
Sony thanking him. It's like,
Yeah,
man,
right.
he opened up his tweets and like, thank you for your service. Like, okay,
Say what?
can I first get a cup of coffee? What?
Right. I mean, but so, and he's not the only one, by the way.
No.
And I'm looking at the so he's one, and then on over on the other side of the world, Atsushi Morita, who was the Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan Asia president and corporate director, has also stepped down. So for him, not so much of a. Oh, where'd you go? Hold on, I think I lost you.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Hello.
All right, hold on. Working to get you back. Morita-san's departure is not so much of a big surprise. He is 60 years old, and yeah, I know, Indy. Unfortunately, we're gonna buffer tonight. I hope it's not horrible. Morita is 60, and over in Japan, that is pretty much the retirement age. So most people that work in that country retire at age 60. So nobody is. That's not the one that's the surprise.
Right.
So
well, and it's also October 1st is the new fiscal year in Japan, right? So
I
believe that's what it is. So the timing when people retire and stuff, it's
just a natural
coincides. Yeah, it's
Now they don't have a replacement for him yet. Right now, Sony Interactive Entertainment CFO Kazuhiko Takeda is taking over for Morita right now, and they'll figure out, I guess, who's going to take over permanently. But Shawn Layden, so Shawn Layden leaving is surprising, number one. Number two, kind of big news.
Yeah. Especially since it doesn't sound like he volunteered to leave.
Well, who knows? I mean, you're right. And the only thing that you saw was that tweet.
Yeah.
That basically said, with great emotion, we are announcing that Shawn Layden is effective immediately, no longer. I mean, it was pretty. blank. I mean, there was no fanfare. There was no nothing. So it does make you wonder.
Yeah, and he was not CC'd or anything, or there was no response from him or anything.
No, there's been nothing. I mean, there's been talk that he and Jim Ryan didn't always see eye to eye on things. One of the news pieces that came out this week was that the PlayStation development kits and such were now open for crossplay for every developer. So all developers can now do crossplay on PlayStation games. That was more Shawn Layden than it was Jim Ryan. And Jim Ryan, remember, was the guy who said we don't want crossplay in Minecraft. We're to protect our children. Shawn Layden was the one who said we were going to figure out how to do crossplay. So it's, and I'm not saying that those guys clashing on things had anything to do with this, but it is a wonder what happened. I mean, think about how long he's been at Sony.
Mm-hmm.
So he started out as a communications assistant in the 80s for Sony's co-founder, Akito Morita. I mean, he's been there and worked his way up to pretty much, the head of Worldwide Studios. He overshot Shuhei Yoshida, who's still there and who's still running Worldwide Studios. But, I mean, think about the things that he's done for Sony. He's the guy who got the Insomniac deal done.
Mm-hmm.
He's really been one of the reasons that that they had such a big turnaround with games, and it's just really odd. And
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, it's also, if you see this in a bubble, is one thing. But if you think about what's been happening in the last couple of years, so in 2014, if you guys remember, Jack Tretton left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Jack?
Yeah.
In 2017, Andrew House left.
Mm-hmm.
And then the man in charge of third party, Adam Boyes, left. And he left after, and I mean, he was in charge of he was the one who got a lot of those great deals for PlayStation. And he went to work for Iron Galaxy?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then John Drake, who worked on PlayStation VR, left. So now Shawn Layden leaves. So, Jago! What's up, Jago? And it was kind of weird because I mean here's how it went. So he started off working for the co-founder, right? Then PlayStation comes along. So then he goes to London, and he works on Sony Computer Entertainment in London. Then he took over Sony Computer Entertainment in Japan. So this was pre the guy who just left, Morita. And then he replaced Tretton as president of Sony Computer Entertainment and of America. And then they built him this chairman of Worldwide Studios, which put him in the position where you see in this picture where he became he is the face of the company. Where Reggie Fils-Aimé was the face of Nintendo, Phil Spencer's the face of Xbox. Shawn Layden became the face, where Jack Tretton was the face for a long time. He became the face of PlayStation. And so Jim Ryan, who's still there, so Jim Ryan is president CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, and Shuei Yoshida is there. So Jim Ryan, I guess, now becomes the guy who comes out and does all these things. It's just, it does make you wonder what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the I don't know, it doesn't seem like it seems like an awful lot of upheaval for a company that's by all accounts the top of the industry.
Yeah, seems a little odd. Well, remember a while back, or not that long ago, but when it was announced that Sony was going to use, the Azure cloud, and teaming up with Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the decision by Japan and saying like, hey, we're going to do this. Take it or leave it. And maybe some other decisions now too. It's like Shawn Layden left, and what do we get? Some other news that PS Now is now $10 a month instead of $20.
Yes. So
and they start adding some of their first party big games in it, or at least temporarily.
So GTA 5 was one. God of War and Infamous Second Son. Yep.
Yeah.
So for 3 months, right? Till the end of the year.
Yeah. And maybe they're just gonna see how it's how it does. I don't know.
I hope this will become a full thing.
Yeah, just like Xbox, release all your first party games in it. Not sure if they're going for it, but who knows? I mean, with the changes that that are now implementing, it could be.
Right.
We don't know.
Yep, it could be very much. So here are the things that have also kind of gone on this week, and you touched on that. So PlayStation Now drops to $10 a month. So are you more interested in it now that it's $10 a month?
I would be if they start adding their new, the new releases in it and stuff. Then I might be.
Yeah, so that's. And
the thing is, like, because most of their, the big games I played or I got. So to me, there's. I mean, sure, there are plenty of other games. I mean, I'm getting buried on the games. It's ridiculous. Between Xbox, PlayStation, PC. If I would stop buying games, I can still game till I'm 100 years old with new games without me buying a single one. So that's ridiculous. So, yeah, but I mean, if they start adding like, Death Stranding to it and what else is coming out, then that might be might be all up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Jeepers, what's up, man? Welcome in. Thanks for joining our abbreviated quality show here. Thanks to streaming from Irving, Texas, in a hotel Wi-Fi. So GTA 5 is kind of a big get for them.
Yeah.
And you got God of War, of course, Infamous, and Uncharted 4 is also coming in. So I looked at that as well. Mm-hmm. So those are, what I don't understand is why those games are going to cycle out. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, I can see, they're cycling out. That you have to work that out with third parties. But
the first party?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they say it cycles out, but maybe it stays in there for who knows how long. You know,
Yeah.
maybe till who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe it's just the same thing with Microsoft. You know, if it has like licensed music in it, it's only licensed for so long. So who knows? Don't know.
Well, I don't think God of War or Infamous or Uncharted does.
Yeah, maybe not. So then I don't know.
No.
Maybe it just gives them a way out, so they
Right.
can yank it. You know, within after 3 months, and nobody can cry or sue or you know what.
Now, I don't know too if all of the games are downloadable yet. I know that many are, but most of them are still stream games. Um, and you could stream to a laptop. You can stream to.
Yeah.
Uh, here's what I am curious about, and I mean at $9.99 a month, I'm definitely in the um, I'm definitely in the hunt. I'm gonna look at the games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always said if they could come down and compete with Game Pass, that I would take it. You know, I'd take a serious look at it. So, like you, I've already played. I mean, I've already played God of War. I've already played Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
I have not played Infamous Second Son, so that would certainly be one.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of old PS3 games I might stream.
Does it have Lemmings?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, have to look. But
such a shame. It's like, you know, they have it like on iOS. They have a Lemmings game, and it's like bad. The controls suck and all that stuff. It's like,
Siberia said I paid $60 for God of War. Now people can play it for $10. I'm very angry. Hey, this is why I don't buy games anymore unless I absolutely have to. So because they're just going to come to a service later on.
And sometimes they are in there day one,
Exactly.
like years. You know, that saved me $60, so I could get, you know, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the Gold Edition.
Yeah,
I can afford it.
So I wonder though, and so what I was starting to say was, wouldn't this be funny? Xbox One runs full Microsoft Edge. Wouldn't it be funny if you could stream PlayStation Now to the Microsoft Edge browser on your Xbox One?
Yeah, that would be funny.
I'm surprised no one has tried it, or I haven't seen anybody try it.
Yeah.
So, but it would be funny if you could do that.
Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. Do you think I think they're lowering the price of PS Now. I think for two reasons, and then they add like, you know, God of War to it, just to entice people to sign up and stuff. First, they kind of beat Microsoft with xCloud. You know, make it more popular, at least. You know, something new. I think the service has improved what it was in the past. So, but the other thing is, and the same thing with Microsoft. I think the whole PSN Plus and Xbox Live Gold will go away next gen.
Really?
That's what I'm thinking. And I think we're gonna get, you know, their Game Pass and PSN Now. I think that will, you know, take their place, and that's the model they go with. That's what I'm thinking.
It's possible.
Who knows? Can be wrong.
It is possible.
I don't make fancy analyst money.
Yeah, none of us make that cheddar.
Exactly.
Well,
so, but this is what I'm thinking. I mean, it's I don't know. Your thoughts? You think?
I don't know. I mean, well, the PS first off, the PS Now, the PS Plus games this month are killer though. Last of Us and MLB the Show 19. Those are pretty beefy games for a giveaway.
Right. But can you imagine if they just add that to the,
to PS Now?
PS Now.
I could imagine. See, that would be. I would agree with you. That would be the way to go. Just add them into the services and be done with it. Because especially now with Game Pass Ultimate.
Right.
So, Techno! John snuck in there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, brother John?
And also, Live is free on PC, so.
It is. It very much is. But
so I think Xbox is going to be for free too. People want all that games, so so you don't get your free 2 or 4 games anymore each month, because
I still don't know if they're going to do that. The reason I say that is because they still need revenue. Game Pass alone, because if they make Xbox Live free, for example, what are they going to do with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate? Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is $15 a month, but it includes
but
Live.
maybe that includes the xCloud streaming of any title in it.
Maybe.
So
that would certainly be a way. That would certainly be an equalizer to that.
Mm-hmm.
Make it. I mean, I could. That would make it. That would make it worthwhile.
And maybe they have some other things too. Maybe official game sharing with a group of friends, instead of having that hacked way of oh yeah, I'll make your Xbox my Xbox and blah 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 blah.
Oh, you mean the original plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, don't
the people that only heard TV, and didn't really heard what was really going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't get me started. I was always. I could go a long time on that. I was always in favor of that original plan. So Indie Gamer asks, do you think Game Pass will be essential to all Xbox gamers?
Not essential, but it will be a big part. If they keep releasing the first party day one and other stuff, I mean, it has tremendous value.
Does have tremendous value. I think I think it's essential to. I think it's essential to Xbox. I don't know if it's essential to Xbox gamers, because gamers, the choice is great. I mean, we always talk about how great choice is, even when other people don't like choice. But I don't know that it's. I'm with you. I don't know that it's necessarily an essential piece of the community, because I think some people still love to cling to
physical media. Yeah,
I think they still love to cling to their discs.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one.
I see.
Maybe they're gonna charge you for optional crossplay. You want optional crossplay? It's $1 a month. Just kidding. Don't give me any ideas. Bad.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, I think so. Indy said, but what you said is it will be included with every sub. I guess if xCloud is included with Game Pass, then maybe that becomes a little more essential.
Yeah.
So, oh wow, Supersonic Station. Man, we might get the whole, if Jay shows up, we might get the whole Renegades crew tonight. What's up, guys? So, sorry I'm not more active in the chat room. As I said before earlier in the show, I'm on Wi-Fi at a hotel room, which is amazing that I could get the podcast moving like this at all. I just don't have, I'm on a single screen on a laptop, so trying to at least keep some information up, plus the podcast. Chat room. I'm just gonna talk to you guys instead of type. So, But PlayStation Now, getting back to that, I think for them to truly compete, and I know this is a step forward. So, Game Pass is here. PS Now is kind of inching up now, so they're coming up to play.
Yeah.
I think in order to get on that level with Game Pass, they're gonna have to put their first party games in there, and they're gonna have to keep them in there.
Yeah.
That's just
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's a matter of, I guess it's a matter of when, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's funny with all of this, and Nintendo, it's completely separate. They marching
always do
the beat of their own drum.
And that talk about a company who could withstand their face leaving. I mean, Reggie Fils-Aimé left, and people almost forgot he's gone. Like, nobody really talks about him anymore. He's like the long forgotten.
Yeah, but are people talking about Bowser?
They don't. And
they don't. So they're not talking about. But once again, I don't think Nintendo really needs that, anyways.
They don't. They just keep pumping out games, and people keep buying their stuff.
Yeah.
So, so we have PS Now. Then we have the crossplay stuff. So crossplay has, as we said earlier, it's now a part of all development. So any developer. So basically, what they said was officially that it's the crossplay has moved out of beta.
Yeah.
What the hell that meant. So
just check that box.
Right. So now any studio can do crossplay on any game they want, and of course the big game coming out.
Isn't that huge? Especially that statement that they made. It's like it's not safe and this and that.
Yeah.
It's like
that's why I said by the same guy who's still at Sony. Right. He's the one. He's the one who survived.
Yeah.
The man who really pushed for crossplay was Shawn Layden.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just a I'm sorry, it's just a fact. He's the one who pushed for it. And that it's funny that Jim Ryan's the one who is now kind of out front going he told Wired, the incumbent, the record for incumbents staying in first place is not good. So he needs to play. He needs to basically be not be complacent.
Right.
So,
but this is kind of funny. It's like we're talking about like next gen, and it's like. It's not like the traditional next gen where you start over from scratch.
Right.
This is the first next gen where it's like, your accessories will work, your games will work.
Right.
Going forward. And it's like, okay, so nothing really changes. Nothing really changes. It's because we have already had hardware refreshes. It's kind of almost like another hardware refresh.
That's how I keep looking at it. I don't. Everybody else keeps calling us generations. I don't think we're in generations anymore.
No, not anymore.
Django said it's almost spooky the way Shawn Layden was ghosted out of PlayStation. And it's kind of true. He did get he probably picked up his phone, his office phone, and he got the busy signal. And
yeah, what the heck?
Hey. Yeah. Shawn Layden, please report to the lobby. Shawn Layden, please report to the lobby. Bring your stuff. I mean, it was, it does have, that does, by the way, have people concerned. They concerned about things like a power struggle inside. Mm-hmm. You mentioned it earlier. Maybe Sony of Japan is, is
calling the shots.
Right. And I'm just saying, I've seen that before. I've seen that before. I was first hand party to some of that. Not first hand. I was in the game journalist industry when some of that happened with Sega.
Mm-hmm.
But even before
I
that,
don't know what happened.
even before that, way before I got into games journalism, the whole 32X and Saturn debacle
Mm-hmm.
was a result of a difference of opinion between Sega of America and Sega of Japan, where Sega of Japan wanted to do one thing, and Sega of America wanted to do something else, and Sega of Japan won over. Now, Sony going to die out from this? No, of course not. PS5's coming out next year. They're already the hot the hot topic.
Unless there are issues with it.
Unless there's issues with it. So,
But that's like very far fetched though, right now.
I would think so. I think they know they still have Mark Cerny building that hardware. So I'm pretty sure they're in safe waters here. But leadership at Sony, and this is where I think Shawn Layden's departure is going to have an effect on Sony. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Jim Ryan. I think that he opens his mouth sometimes and bats fly out of it. And I think that sometimes he like that whole thing about Minecraft and we got to protect our kids and all that, came over like a thud. I think the reason that he has come around is because he sees the success of stuff like crossplay.
Yeah.
He saw, Sony saw the success of EA Access on the Xbox platform, and we're like, well, we need it now.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing is happening with stuff like PS Now and stuff like crossplay, where they just see that Microsoft is and to an extent Nintendo is getting much more positive play out of that. And maybe there's some internal stuff that's slipping that we don't know about, because while we don't talk about hardware numbers here much, if you looked at the last couple of MPDs, the Switch has been the top seller, and the PlayStation. You can talk about being the end of the generation. That's certainly fair, but the PS4 is not the king of the mountain at the moment. They are overall, but they're not. I think they downgraded some of their expectations as well. So I mean, they've got to move in the direction that the industry is moving in. The industry is moving into streaming and crossplay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jim Ryan's going kicking and screaming a little bit, but he's going. And I don't know where Sony of Japan fits in at the moment, and now they're missing their studio president. And if you remember, Sony of Japan's also the folks who said, "Well, PlayStation's still a niche product." So who the hell knows what? See that, and I just don't think Jim Ryan can get out there on stage and be what Shawn Layden was. We didn't think anybody could get out on stage and be what Jack Tretton was. I will never forget E3 2016 when Jack Tretton basically was so masterful. Not 2016. I'm sorry, 2013. Sorry, was so masterful in getting people all riled up for we love used games and we love indies, that he was able to sneak in. Oh, and we're going to start charging for PS Plus without a tear in the place. He was one of the best. So the other question too is, where is Shawn Layden going? I mean,
I don't know.
Where is he?
Maybe nowhere yet.
I mean,
If it was all of a sudden.
there has to be a plan. He's got to know something. You know what I'm waiting for?
No.
You watch much wrestling?
Wrestling? No.
Yes. Okay. So those in the chat room know you got a wrestling show going on, and then you hear the music in the background, and that guy walks out that you never expected to walk out on into the ring, and Jim Ross is going, "My God, it's Hulk Hogan's music." I'm just saying, the entire internet, the entire Twitter would actually, the servers on the Twitter servers would explode and blow up in data centers if Shawn Layden walked out at XO19.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Wouldn't that be just absolutely?
He's going to be in charge of crossplay something. The crossplay department.
Yeah, you're right.
That would be. Yeah.
Wouldn't that would just be a, oh God, that's Shawn Layden's music. See you later, Siberia. He's got to go pick up his daughter. Okay. I'm just saying. I don't think. Look, calm down, everyone. That's not happening. Yeah. It's just.
No.
But he's got to go. Unless he's going to Nintendo, because other than what Nintendo could use him.
What about if he would go to Xbox and Xbox Japan something?
Maybe. I mean, he was president of Sony Japan for a while.
Yeah. So he's familiar with culture and all this stuff.
He is
down there. So
now, what if he came out? What if he came out and joined Google? I mean, Google has kind of.
I still don't know about the whole Google thing. It still seems like such an odd little.
Well, have you noticed that there's very little talk about it right now?
Yeah.
I mean.
Hey, Coop.
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in.
It's kind of a crazy time.
Yeah.
So, there are. I'm trying to think of a positive for all this. I mean, if you're reading the headlines about all this, right? I'll give you one by Game Daily Biz, which is nowhere near an IGN or a GameSpot kind of place. Game Daily Biz is not bad. It's kind of like it's kind of an upper tier. And their headline was Shawn Layden departs Sony amid restructuring confusion and potential power struggle.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is people have been trying to ask Sony for more information, and they're like, "We're not telling you anything. This is it. This is all you get." I still can't. This is the man who got Spider-Man and then got Insomniac. This is the guy. This is the guy who got Sony's studios and Shuei Yoshida to really get to where they are now. I mean, we all love Gears. We all love Halo. We all play the shit out of Forza Horizon. But you can't tell me that I'm saying this from someone who plays both systems, who has spent as much time on Gears as anything else, the single player campaign mode. You can't tell me that there isn't a quality gap in those big franchises between Sony and Microsoft. I mean, Gears 5 is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It deserves higher scores than it got. But there is a reason that God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, and The Last of Us, and these games that are these just incredible experience. Spider-Man are miles and away, doing better. So, thanks for popping in, Jeepers.
Yeah, I still think Spider-Man did well because it's Spider-Man.
You think? I mean,
it will be the Sunset Overdrive dude. Well, replace it with Sunset Overdrive. Just slap a new code on it and update it a little bit. It would not have done as well as Spider-Man.
Yeah, but
I think with Spider-Man it has a lot to do with it.
I agree with that.
I mean, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as God of War and all the other ones.
No. I agree with that completely.
You get like a +1 or +2 score due to it being Spider-Man.
I thought it was a solid. Well, Spider-Man I thought was a solid 8, which is what really it boiled down to. Most places were in that 8. I don't think anybody put it on God of War level.
Oh, okay.
But that said,
I mean it's a good
Shawn Layden was still the man who got Insomniac to make that game. Who, I mean, look.
Well, yeah. That Disney, right?
Well, he worked all that out with them. I mean,
right.
Sony, no, because Disney didn't have much to do with this in the way that Sony owns the movie rights. So there really wasn't. I mean, there was a little bit of MCU in there, but that game really wasn't based on the MCU as much. It really wasn't. I mean, Stark Tower was there, or Avengers Tower was there, but really there wasn't it's not like the Avengers game that's coming out later. But even at that, I mean, they got a quality studio to make it, and then they got the quality. Then they bought this quality studio.
Yeah,
I don't know that without Shawn Layden that happens. Just like I think without Phil Spencer, do you think Microsoft owns Ninja Theory and Double Fine and
no.
Playground? No,
no, probably not.
No. So these guys, Shawn Layden was instrumental in a lot of this stuff. I don't know who's. I mean,
do you think Sony panicked, or about the future? It's like, hey, we're not ready for cloud. We're not ready for streaming, and then all of a sudden, they start making those decisions.
I think based on the fact that they went to Microsoft about it, yes. And I remember too that Sony.
Well, here's the thing: if you go to your competitor to be on the same, using the same kind of cloud services,
Let me turn on this light a little bit, see if I can.
If it's good for them, it will definitely be good for me too.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So
I think that had something that is definitely was a sign that they needed something that they didn't have. And Sony was always the most resistant to things like that. They are, and how much of this was influenced by Sony Japan, I don't know, but you know, Microsoft very certainly has been on the short end of the sales stick while being on the front end of the technology stick. I mean, they've been punished for being innovative, and that's just the truth. There's not that's not coming from a position of that's not a console war position. It's not a that's just the truth. They got punished for coming up with an idea that was ahead of its time.
I mean, exactly. They're like 5-10 years kind of ahead of their time.
Yep, because everything that they are talking about, we're talking about in 2013, has come to fruition.
Yep.
And that they got punished for it, and they got punished for it the entire generation. And now Sony's catching up to it, and it does seem like the same folks who were kind of poo-pooing it, when Microsoft does, it seems to be okay with Sony doing it. And it's the way it is. So I don't know how all this. I am curious as to what happens with PS Now to see if the PlayStation owner base grabs onto it. I just there are. You're right. I mean, I think that there's. I don't know. I just think they know they figured they weren't ready. Now they're trying to really. They are really trying to jump up and catch up, and maybe they're trying to catch up too fast. And they're trying to do it on a global scale,
right?
Where Microsoft is still trying to be global, and they're failing at that hard. I mean, Japan. There's no market for Microsoft in Japan.
Yeah.
There's really no market in a lot of places where Sony is just like there's no there's no market for it in Germany. There's no market for it. I mean, it's just a reality. It's a reality that this
I mean,
they
have the name and and a history. So it's like
they do, and they have a pedigree. Now, I will say, so there was one thing, and I don't. This came out of another article, but there was a third party. Somebody worked at a third party studio that kind of under anonymity, which is a big thing these days, apparently. Said, "This is the least amount of clarity we've ever had on a new console this close to transition. I believe that the global restructuring is exponentially exacerbating the already difficult process of transitioning to a new generation, and now we're getting nervous." So, again, what the departure of Shawn Layden means to this is unclear. And how much does Shuhei Yoshida now step up? Because there have been times when he's been out on stage. I remember when he came out on stage for, was it Uncharted 4? Remember he was out on the chair. So hey, Shizno Elite, how you doing, man? So no, we're not doing this. So we're not doing Sony Good Xbox Bad. We're just talking. This is just observations from up on Mount NLG, looking down at the landscape. I mean, there are some things that are just reality, and reality is reality. So, hopefully third parties are not been kept in a big dark. I've heard. I mean, I think you and I have heard that they've got development kits out there and things like that.
Yeah.
So, I know you are, Shizno. I know you are. It's
definitely interesting.
Yeah.
See what's gonna happen.
And we don't. Yeah, it's going to be. So this is all the information we were able to pick up, and speculation aside, I personally believe that this does not do Sony good. I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's the end of the PlayStation. None of that. None of that. It's certainly, like I said, they've got Sony has a great tailwind coming into this gen, and they don't have to do a whole lot to lose that. I mean, they're going to have to make PS3 level mistakes in order to do that, and I don't think with crossplay and with embracing PS Now, I think those are things that put the PS5 or whatever they call it or what have you into a good position to continue the ship.
Right. Especially since it's not a clean break between last gen and next gen.
Exactly.
This gen and next gen. I mean, it's,
Exactly.
If that would be the case, then then that could be a big concern with the developments that are going on. But since that's not the case, I'm not worried a bit for Sony.
No, I'm not worried about it. And I mean, let's be honest too. They're still targeting. Remember when we talked about their investor meeting, and Shawn Layden then said, it was either Layden or Ryan, whoever came out to do that presentation, pretty much outright said, we're still looking at the PlayStation 4 as our revenue stream for the next 3 to 4 years. And then we got news last week. I don't know if you had seen this, but Sony says that they are targeting the base PS4 for The Last of Us 2. That's their baseline.
Yeah.
Because they know they're going to have to sell it. That's going to have to work on both systems.
But remember, didn't Microsoft and what was it? Was it Halo or 343? Didn't they have the same kind of thing? It was something. It's like and then people were up in arms, like, "What? You're not targeting the X or Scarlet?"
Are you talking about for Halo Infinite?
Yeah, it was something like that too. It's like So who knows?
Oh, let me see. Because I thought that they said that they were going top down. I mean, they're targeting 4K.
Yeah.
So, and that's what the difference is. Is Halo Infinite was definitely targeting 4K on the Xbox One X, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
But what they said was it's still going to look and play great on the Xbox One S. Mm-hmm. I think that, and that's been my thing about moving to next gen. Is you target the upper consoles, you target your best, and then you scale it down for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get it to look the best going all the way down. I'm not suggesting, look into the camera for all you folks that watch this that think you're watching a fanboy podcast. I'm not saying that The Last of Us 2 wouldn't be in 4K or won't look fantastic on a PS Pro. Okay? But what I am saying is, when you go top down, like Gears 5 did, for example, Gears 5 hit 4K 60 all the way around. Campaign and with some stuttering. It wasn't locked. It was not locked. But for the most part. And then when it got down to the Xbox One and the S, I think multiplayer was 60 still, and I haven't tried that because I haven't played multiplayer. But the campaign was in 30, but it was still 1080.
Mm-hmm.
So they were able to scale it down to make it work. And Frankie O'Connor said from 343 that the Xbox One won't be treated as a second-class citizen for Halo Infinite. Obviously, the special citizen will be Scarlet. So they're going to build this thing for Scarlet, and then they're going to scale it down for the Xbox One X. Then they're going to scale it down for the Xbox One. Sony is going to start The Last of Us on the PS and then build it up to the PS Pro. It could be fine. I just don't know how that works. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is going to make the Pro version look good. I don't know what it's going to mean for the PS5.
Time will tell.
Yes. So.
Holiday 2020.
Yeah. So Techno says, I was wondering, Shawn was with PlayStation for 32 years. Well, he was with Sony. So like I said, before PlayStation even came out, he was the communications assistant for Sony's co-founder. So even before, he was there before PlayStation. Kind of like Phil Spencer was with Microsoft before Xbox. If you ever hear him talk, he actually worked on the Microsoft Encarta team.
Yeah.
Maybe Shawn was ready to retire, maybe family or even health issues. It's possible. I don't know about health issues. He didn't seem like he had that. I guess it's weird that there was no fanfare about it. Like Shawn Layden, there's no comment from Shawn Layden.
Yeah, you would think if he retired, he would say something.
Right.
Like, hey, it's been a wild ride, blah blah blah.
Right. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much to PlayStation. Blah 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 blah. What you usually see when somebody's ready to move on. I'll always love you, PlayStation. So on and so on and so on. There's nothing. There's radio silence from Shawn Layden. This is not a normal. I don't know if this is a normal retirement. I don't know how. I just don't see it.
Yeah, me neither.
I'd like to think that's true, and maybe he comes out. Maybe next week. Maybe he makes something. Maybe he does say something. But there's been nothing, and Sony won't say anything else. So they haven't even said, well, he's retiring, he's moving on. He's just gone. And it wasn't even that he was, retiring. Like when Ken retired, Ken Kutaragi, those happen. Those happen in steps. He's going to leave at the end of the year, and so on and so on and so on. This was gone. Effective immediately, Shawn Layden's gone. We wish him well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Anyway, so that's I don't want to that's the big news of the week.
It's sure of us, or is.
Yes. Now, so I do want to come back. Let me come back to the one thing about The Last of Us 2, because we were talking about this. So this is the quote. This is what Amelia Schatz from Naughty Dog said to US Gamer about The Last of Us 2. Our target platform is the PS4, the base. You want to have that balance, but there's still a lot of optimization now to get done. What you saw here, which was the demo that people got last week, isn't quite our final frame rate, final screen resolution, stuff like that. So, again, I'm not suggesting anything. I don't want to make people, think that we know anything, but I just don't know what that means. I don't know what that means for the upper console. So, but I just wanted to follow up on that. All right, Indie Gamer says, "What games you guys looking forward to this month?" Well, we know what you are. We know what you're looking forward to, Peter.
Yeah.
You already have it.
I already have it.
You already have it. I'm. What am I looking forward to? I'm unsure of Outer Worlds. I keep hearing and seeing, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it. So, I don't know if I'm excited for it yet or not. What else is coming out this month? I'm starting to really wind down here. This trip is taking its toll on me, and I think now I'm getting a cold on top of that.
Ah, jeez.
I know.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a 7. After we get done, there's a 7-Eleven next to the hotel here. I'm gonna run and grab some cold medicine. So let's see. The month of October, big games. So there's Destiny 2 Shadowkeep for those who are Destiny 2 players. Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate Edition is coming out on Switch.
Okay.
Let's see what else.
Hey, what about Luigi Mansion? Isn't that coming out this month?
I'm taking a look. Let's see here. So I'm going by. So here I'll go by release date. So I'm looking at and for those who ever want to know, there's a great site out there, releases.com, and there is a games calendar. So Destiny 2 Shadowkeep came out 2 days ago. Of course, Sniper Elite came out 2 days ago. Coming out tomorrow, of course, is Breakpoint, although you got it early thanks to the Gold Edition. Yeah. Ghostbusters, the video game remastered, is coming out tomorrow as well. Yooka-Laylee, The Impossible Lair for Switch and PS4, and I think Xbox One, is coming out on the 8th. Concrete Genie comes out on the 8th as well for PS4. And I'm just looking at big games. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, but I'm looking at large releases here.
Grid?
Yep. Grid
11th?
Comes out
11th, I believe.
Yes, Grid comes out on the 11th. Looks like Overwatch for Switch comes out on the 15th.
Yeah, as well as The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3 comes out on the 15th. For those of you who like Baldur's Gate Enhanced Editions for Xbox, PS4, and Switch is coming out on the 15th. Felix the Reaper, which the only reason I'm mentioning it is because I think that's the game coming out. It's coming out on Game Pass too this month.
Ooh, yeah. There's a big one coming out on the 25th. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty, of course, Modern Warfare. WWE 2K20 comes out on the 22nd. Farming Simulator 19, the Platinum expansion, comes out on the 22nd there for you, Peter?
Yeah, I still need to play 17, so I'm a little behind.
A little bit. Plants vs. Zombies, Battle for Neighborville. That has not gotten a lot of press, but Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare has been a couple great games.
29th. Disney Classic Games, Aladdin and Lion King.
Lion King. Yes. And the good versions.
Yes.
With the Aladdin being the Genesis version, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the Outer Worlds on the 25th. Resident Evil 6 for the Switch comes out. Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out the 31st.
Yeah.
Vampire for the Switch. So a lot of Switch games coming.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Switch games coming. So what are you what are you looking forward to then? So you've got you got Breakpoint already.
Got Breakpoint. I'm looking forward to the Aladdin and the Lion King. Also because I haven't played many of the originals, so it'll be nice.
That's true. You'll love Aladdin.
Yeah.
Oh. Nothing is. After Party. That's the one that I'm looking forward to. That comes out on the 29th, and that's in Game Pass. I've heard a lot of cool things about After Party. Party your way out of hell. So that's the one I'm looking forward to.
Well, if it's in Game Pass, it's going to be cheap.
Yes. So Indie Gamer says, can't wait for After Party. Felix the Reaper looks great too. Valfaris. Oh, Return of Obra Dinn. That's right. That's coming out this month as well. So there you go. So those are the releases for October 2019.
Good stuff.
Very much. All right. I don't have much else to really going on. I mean, it's other than that. I mean, there was that crazy rumor that the Xbox Scarlet might come with a camera.
Yeah. That could be debunked.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't. And this is why I don't like discussing rumors and BS like that, because you never know. I mean, nobody believes they're gonna make the same mistake that they made with the Kinect. May it rest in peace. So
yeah, it's a shame.
I know. By the way, speaking of, there is one other thing. It's insignificant, but those of you who have Google Home instead of Alexa, which I do, we actually have. So, and I don't. This is why Google Home in our home. Google will be. They're putting Google Home on Xbox, so you will be able to use your Google Home to run your Xbox, which is actually cool. Which means I can get which means now I can get a Google Home thing for downstairs. So I'm actually. It's the only reason. It's actually the only reason that I have Alexa on my phone. And I didn't even use it because you got to pick up your phone, I got to hit the button, and then I got to say, "Hey Alexa, turn on blah blah blah." Whereas with the Google Home, that's my assistant, because my wife got one for free. So so since she got it for free, we said, "All right, we'll use it," and it's been pretty cool. So. All right, and if you are in the Xbox Skip Ahead, you were lucky enough to get the experimental UI, it's going away again. And, So I won't be getting it for a third time when it comes out, I'm sure.
I feel like just getting out of that hole.
It's worthless. The skip ahead is worthless. Hey, BC McNasty. I mean,
it's funny. It's like each time they say like, "Oh, here's an update. This is our patch log and stuff," and
right.
it's like more items that are broken being added to the list. It's like, okay, and every month it's the same set of items that are now broken again. So it doesn't feel like progress.
Well, and simply don't like the skip ahead doesn't get you anything anymore. Like I signed up for the X Cloud, and I couldn't get in because I wasn't fast enough. So I signed up for the other for the X when they sent out the email that said, "Hey, sign up for the X Cloud beta." I signed up. I'm not going to get picked because I'm used to it by now.
Yeah.
So I was one of those guys who went in and religiously did all the quests and all the surveys and all that stuff, and I was leveling up and checking my level with everyone else, and now, I mean, it nets you nothing. So
now they're gonna get rid of that whole leveling thing. You don't get points anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just gonna algorithm who gets the special stuff.
I guess. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, they really, they turned it into. I know what they did. They turned it into the Windows system, which is why you have the skip ahead. It's like the fast ring.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It hasn't netted anything.
No.
And I become really disappointed in that program.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get out of the whole program. And
that's a shame. We were some of the first ones in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame.
Yeah, half of the time stuff is broken and stuff. Like, there goes party again, and then this is bad, and then it's like, I mean, I know it's bleeding edge, but you will expect like new stuff to be added and new stuff to break, not like old stuff to break.
Now you're just bleeding
week after week. It's like, oh, you're bleeding already. Let's give you another cut.
Yeah. You're just straight up bleeding. All right. Well, didn't want to end on a sad note, but good Lord.
It's not sad. So many games.
Welcome in, but you caught us at the very end of our show. We start at 9:30 Eastern, and we're typically a little more fancy than this. As you can see, my background is the Holiday Inn Las Colinas in Irving, Texas.
Well, they give you a red accent wall.
Yes, I like that. I actually like that accent wall. That's very nice. So I am here, and the stream held up. 28,000 drop frames, but who's counting? So
frame counter is counter.
It was important for us to get on and talk about this stuff because this is big news this week.
It was.
So
can't sweep it under the rug.
You cannot. So we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Chat room guys, as always, we love you. Mm-hmm. And BZ, hopefully you can catch us a little more closer to our opening, which is like I said again, it's 9:30 Eastern. Next week I'll be back in Maryland, back in the big machine. Hopefully Chris will be back, and I don't know what happened to PlayStation Brah. Like I said,
I think he was in such a shock because of this news. He couldn't do it.
So, well, thank you, Indie Gamer. That means, dude, coming from you, man, especially you stay up, because I know it's 5 or 5.5 or 6 hours ahead. So the fact that you stay up to listen to us, man, your opinion, Your opinion does mean a lot to us, and the fact that you're here and you enjoy this, we're gonna get you on soon. We really are. So, so anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll be back on a plane tomorrow, back to Maryland, back to the Eastern time zone.
Yeah.
So
back to the Beast Coast.
Yes. So for everyone, thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. Everybody have a great weekend. Make it a gaming weekend. Try not to get fired from Sony. And we'll see you guys very soon. Good night, Peter. Thanks for hanging with me, brother.
Oh, anytime. All the time.
All right. Good night.
Game on, people.